What's up, guys? So I wanted to bring up GameStop again because I got spanked here, and I said that I would um, probably see this thing falling back into the $10 or $20 range. And of course, I say I got spanked because it's a short term thing that's happening right now, and everybody's like, "Oh, you see, it's going to the moon." They're all wrong. All right, in the long run, they're all wrong. But if you got in, I mean, it's a great trade, right? But pay attention to the volume. I mean, you see what caused the spikes here, right? There was a short squeeze, massive volume, and they might be running out of time. There might be another short squeeze about to happen that pushes this thing up really quick. But you want to have your positions ready to sell, right? So the people who are going to trade this, that's a whole nother thing, right? But I keep seeing people who are going to hold this thing for the long term. That's a problem, right? You don't want to be holding this for the long term. The financials are horrible. And by the way, I think I'll have to go back up to some of these articles here. I can't click outside of the screen, otherwise it'll stop recording since I'm recording this on TradingView. Um, I think GameStop is trying to issue new shares. Now you got to understand what that means. A lot of people that are in GameStop here, they're believers that the Fed is printing all this money or creating reserves, basically for banks, and banks then lend that money, and it turns into real inflation you see in the economy, right? Well, if you believe in that narrative, which is true, if you believe in that, then GameStop's about to dump stock on you that they printed out of thin air. That's how they got, all that cash on their balance sheet. That's what a company does to raise capital when people are overpaying for their stock. That's exactly what I would do as a company. I'd say, man, all these people want to buy the stock. Okay, well, let's just issue more shares out of thin air. Let's go to the SEC. Let's get this approved, and we'll start dumping shares on them. Right? It's just like in crypto. If you had X supply of coins, and then you can create this supply of coins, and now you just got a bunch of free money out of it, right? As long as you have the volume there, right? You want that volume there to be able to issue those shares into the market, then why not? Right. So I'm sure you're going to see more capital on their balance sheet, but just know it's not from revenue. It's not like they're making profits. It's because everybody's handing them free money, right? Wow. It's like it's like financing without having to pay interest. Like, why wouldn't they do that? That's what people don't understand. So I think this is a short term run here on low volume. So you really got to be careful. These can drop very, very quickly. The options, of course, everybody's paying attention to GameStop and AMC and BlackBerry. So the risk with options right now is they're expensive. So yeah, I don't think there's really much room to play around. But for GameStop, I mean, there's a technical. It's hard to even say that because this is so bonkers, right? For a technical indicator, they did break this point of resistance. So typically you'd want to see it fall to about that point and bounce off and continue up. But when you're talking about a short squeeze or something like that, all bets are off, right? I mean, you could see what happens, right? It can go bonkers. But you'd have to look at this right now and say, well, wait a minute. The other technical indicator would say, well, we're hitting the 50-day moving average. Are we bouncing off that and heading back down? There's a high probability of that too. But if we go down to the relative strength index, we are above our midpoint here. So the same thing as you kind of would want to see here for your resistance level, right? You want to see it bounce off that and continue in that direction. So a couple different ways to look at it here. You got some showing that, yeah, we could be about to fall here and continue this trend down into this range, or you want to see it bounce off these support lines and continue up. But this is very complicated, okay, because there are no fundamentals to this. I know you're hearing people talk about fundamentals. It's fundamentally stupid, right? You wouldn't paying this price for this stock right now. You are overpaying so much based on their earnings. Like, would you buy that $100,000 house for what, $5 million, right? You wouldn't do that, right? But that's what you're doing here with the stock. So even if you think in the future that they're going to recover, they're going to continue to grow, their earnings are going to grow, you're overpaying so much. It would take decades, unless there's a hyperinflation, right? It would take decades for them to finally reach a fair value for what you paid for it. So keep that in mind. But we'll see what happens with the short squeeze. I don't know. I think I think GameStop has taken the opportunity here to dump new shares on people who are willing to buy them. And unfortunately, what that means is you are the bag holder. So all the people in GameStop that are trading this, they're going to make money. Okay, but the people who are going to hold on and and claim they have diamond hands, they're the ones that are going to get crushed. So yeah, even if you're right here in this 170 range and it jumps up to, this range of 260, 250, right? People are going to be selling. Not all of them, right? But smart people are going to be selling, making great profits. Maybe they own some options. Maybe they got into some options here and they're gonna kill it. But the people who are actually buying the shares and going to hold on to it because they think it's going to go to 500 or 1,000 or something like that, you're going to get destroyed. So traders are going to win. Diamond hands, unfortunately, you're going to find out it's a cubic zirconia or whatever you call that. Your diamond hands are gonna make you poor, but traders are gonna win on this bet. So anyway, that's all I got for now. This is gonna stay on TradingView, I believe. I mean, you know that I can't mention other social media on here, so I won't. But this will probably just remain a TradingView exclusive. But make sure you comment below. I know I'll get a bunch of crap from all the GameStop holders here, the people with diamond hands, commenting, calling me a pleb, and all kinds of stuff. But bring it on. They don't know what they're talking about. If they're trading, whatever, have at it. But if they're going to hold this thing, good luck.